Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG-TV with Dan the Voice Diker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. And by the D&D Diner. Good food, fine wine. On Theater Road in Sparta, next to the BP Truck Stop.
Hey, race fans, welcome in. It's Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG-TV, along with Billy Doc Niles and Paul Reichert. I am the voice, radio man Dan Diker. Program being brought to you by some fantastic sponsors. I'll tell you what, we've got Big Boar Barbecue.
Yum.
Plate of burnt ends right
where's the Diker sampler?
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. I know some of those folks. Your air conditioners went down about 2 weeks ago, and I saw you on Facebook going, my air conditioner doesn't work. You warned them.
I warned you. I told you, get that air conditioner checked out. You didn't listen to me. Call Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. They'll get it fixed up for you.
D&D Diner in Sparta, every single time I look at their Facebook page, they have a new menu item. Every single time. They had double cheeseburgers the other day that made the one that you had, one of our other sponsors, look like a kiddie's toy. Wow, that was a big burger.
How's that possible?
D&D Diner makes all that possible. Gotta go up. We're gonna go up and get a prime rib one of these nights.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Epic Media and Vinyl, Back 40 Wraps Incorporated. They bring us that. I've seen some more wraps too, by the way, from Back 40 Wraps. These guys are pros. I've seen trailers now that these guys are doing. They are pros.
They do a great job. You know, you got to start. He helped out some friends with one of my cars a few years ago, and obviously he's gotten bigger. Look at how great this is.
Let's see if we can do this. We haven't worked on this, but see if we can sync this. And our final sponsor of the program, fansarena.com. Well, who's pointing the wrong way?
I am.
Yeah, well, point the other way, Bill.
Sorry.
You got to show the logo. There it is. I knew one of these guys was going to do that. Their supplies.
I knew where you were going. You act like I didn't know what I was doing.
TV gear. Crosse Speedway, of course. The only highlight we have from last weekend was the fantastic rendition of the trumpets during the national anthem. Besides that, nothing.
Qualifying. That's about all they got in last week. They tried to beat the rain. It looked like they might have had a chance, but in the end, Mother Nature wins out yet again. Second time in the last 4 weeks. We might be approaching a chance where we may see a feature or two tacked on at the end of the year. Don't know how it's going to affect the schedule, but we're just going to have to play it by ear and see how what Chuck Derry does with the schedule.
We did get races in, though, at the Tomah Sparta Speedway last week. And, of course, those know we tape the show on Thursdays and airs Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. So we're going to show you highlights from last week. And, of course, for those watching this Thursday, Friday, Tomah races tomorrow night or tonight, which would be Mod Sportsman, Hobby Stocks, Dash Cars, Hornet 6-shooters, and the Flagpole event and the kids' rides. And, of course, coming up next weekend, for those that are watching the show on Saturday and Sunday, Great Northern Sportsman Series is coming back.
Oh, it's always a good time when the Great Northern Sportsman Series comes to town. But it's a little track to see them big sportsmen. What do they get, about 15 or 20 on the track at the same time?
Yep.
Always a good show.
Especially when Dave Trout shows up and Jason Stark is right behind him.
That'll be fun.
Our results from last weekend, we combined Hobby Stocks and Sportsman, talking about Jason Stark. We're going to talk about what he did in the Sportsman here. It was a night of you get a broom, you get a broom, and you get a broom, and you're going to use them here by the end of the night. And now we're talking guys that qualified fastest, also on heat races and the features. Starting things off, let's show the last two from the Hobby Stocks. And Jeff Lefebvre Jr. in his 1970 Barracuda type car has been on fire this year. That guy comes all the way from Fort Atkinson. He grabs the lead on lap 2, and Billy Doc Niles from there, gone.
Yeah, he's just been really impressive with that Hobby Stock class. I mean, so impressive. He's got almost a 70-point lead in the points, and we're this early in the season. That's practically unheard of, but it's amazing. He makes that trip from Fort Atkinson. That's not no short drive. You're looking at a 2+ hour drive here.
And he's won 3 times this year with that drive.
And he's made it worth the drive every time.
Sportsmen were out again, and I was walking through the pits. I saw Jason Stark. I saw Larry Bolster Jr. I thought, okay, what's the number 11 car doing here? Everybody knows that that's BAM, Larry Bolster Jr. Sportsman that he's been playing with for the past year and a half. Jason Stark gets in it, and Paul Reichert watched these last 2 laps. That's what Jason Stark does while he was in it. And, of course, I was in the pits. Larry Bolster's there. And the 11 car's there. Jason Stark's there. Jason Stark's running Larry Bolster's car, and Paul Reichert. We all know what happens when Jason Stark runs in anybody's car.
Oh, yes. He really looks good. I mean, he ran great at Golden Sands in the thaw race, and even in Larry Bolster's sportsman car, he looked really good.
I can't wait to see what he does in a couple of weeks when he brings his own sportsman out.
Ooh.
Now, Larry Bolster Jr. did not run this number 11 car, Billy Doc Niles. So you ask me, how does Larry Bolster Jr. make our highlight reel this week?
How does Larry Bolster Jr. make our highlight this week?
You may have to do it, may have to stick and stay in segment number 2 because he did it in a 1973 Chevy pickup truck.
Whoa.
Odd?
Odd.
Ooh.
He beat a 2007 Charger.
Tell me,
More odd?
You're going to show me this in the next segment?
We're going to have to show you this in the next
I
segment.
can't wait to see this.
Results are going to roll onwards, though, as our next class was a Midwest Dash Series. Patrick Tickey out of West Salem. Look at this red number 56. Ran a great race the last time they were out against George Seliger from Wausau when the traveling Midwest Dash Series came about. And he did it again with Wayne Mulsby and Paul Finch right behind him. And you want to talk about unstoppable. This guy is it.
He is, this red 56 car is just phenomenal here at Tomah right now. He had that blue 56 running really well at La Crosse till he got in the accident, so I'm kind of curious to see this weekend if he brings the red one to La Crosse or if they got the blue one fixed, but everything that he puts together and gets into, fast car.
Stark, broom number 1. Tickey, broom number 2. Let's hop to the modifieds. Denny Schott's going to get broom number 3. Of course, Paul Brown, the man to beat, won 2 features so far this year, got wrecked and broken in his heat race. He could not come out to finish the feature. But again, we had a heck of a one right here as we're going to roll the last 2 laps, where we had Tyler Sauter leading the first couple of laps. Denny Schott, that is, worked his way through the field, got to the front, and after the feature race win, Billy Doc Niles, that was broom number 3.
Yeah, that's no shock. Schott, longtime driver at the Tomah Sparta Raceway. And, you know, without Brown in that feature, it seemed like a foregone conclusion that Schott was the man to beat in that race.
And, of course, if you know Paul Brown, he does not like to miss races. To the Hornets we go. We had, I think, 17 on tap. This was a loaded field from top to bottom. Let's show you the last 2 of this one. Jeff Quist was your quick time qualifier. He could not follow it up with a win, though, or else we would have had 4 brooms. He did take second. Brandon Bergstrom took third, as they made things interesting in the latter part of this race. But Andrew Moore, well, I'll tell you what, he opened up a quarter of a track lead on lap 5 and was gone from there.
Impressive to see this. You know, not related to the Moore family. You think he would by the way he ran that race.
Yeah.
Not related, so it was really cool to see him get out, run away. You don't see too many runaways at Tomah because of the tightness of that track. So it's a very impressive race.
Did you ever race Tomah?
Yeah, I did. I raced it a couple of times.
That would have been, what, hobby stocks?
It was streets. They called it street stocks back then. It was the big full-size cars. I ran there a couple of times. Got a lesson from Jeff Odom one night. You know, I thought I was running really well in 4th place in a feature, but 2 laps to go, here comes old Jeff out of nowhere. Nice to know you.
What was that again? There it is. That's very nicely done. Hobby stock point standings. Bill, who's the top 5?
All right, hobby stocks. We'll look at it right now. Jeff Lefebvre with a big lead, 162 points, 69 points back, Tommy Farah. And then you got Ben Arndt, Phil Weishoff, and Jake Schiller rounding out your top 5.
Of course, Phil comes from Beaver Dam. You won that very first race at Tomah. Let's look at the sportsman point standings.
Okay, Stark, of course, you know, with that win the other night, he's in the lead with 56, just 5 markers ahead of Devin Schmidt. Devin Schmidt comes to Tomah to race. How cool is that? And then, of course, you got Bill Schott, Tom Farah, and David Borton-Traeger rounding out your top 5.
Modifieds, what does that point standing look like?
Modifieds, you're looking at Denny. Well, after Paul Brown couldn't make the feature last week, Schott runs up to the top of the board, just 10 markers ahead of Brown, 13 ahead of Potter, and then you got Kevin Seidler and Tyler Sauter rounding out your top 5.
Calls himself the Sidewinder Seidler. And finally, point standings for the Hornets.
And the Hornets, Alec DeVito sitting on top with 130 points. Denny Fry second, 123, one better than Brandon Bergstrom. Jeff Von Ruden and Ronnie Foster rounding out your top 5.
When we come back, Crosse Speedway former sportsman driver Craig Catone went door to door and bumper to bumper with longtime race car driver Larry Bolster Jr. Why? We're going to show you that next on Seven Rivers Racing.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious mouthful.
Yeah.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Call today for your free estimate on a new American Standard system or schedule online at careyheating.com.
At the D&D Diner, you can expect hometown meals, hometown service, and hometown prices. Hi, this is Dale with the D&D Diner in Sparta, your new home for great food, cold beer, and fine wines. Whether it's a big breakfast, a tasty lunch, or traditional dinner, you'll find it on our menu. Whether it's Friday night fish dinners, Saturday night prime rib, or our many daily specials, your place for great food at fantastic prices is the D&D Diner in Sparta.
Welcome back, race fans. Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV. I'm Dan Dykel with Paul Reichert and Billy Doc Niles. Going back to the Tomah Sparta Speedway, I kind of teased it earlier in the program.
Tell me about this.
Former sportsman driver at the Speedway, Greg Catone, related to the long line of Catone family members. Larry Bolster Jr., I know you had to have raced against him.
Well, he didn't get the nickname Bang for being a nice guy.
They squared off against each other at Tomah last Friday night in the spectacular drags. One complete lap around the racetrack. Lonnie Wood Jr. did it in the minivan, got beat. Ronnie Foster came out in, I'm not sure what kind of a car it was, got beat. So then here you are. Larry Bolster Jr., 73 Chevy pickup. You know what he does to his vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Fast. Greg Catone comes out in a 2007 Dodge Charger.
Not a slow car.
Ouch. They take off down. Catone wins the first lap. Then they have to switch lanes. Larry Bolster Jr. wins that one. Coin flip, Bolster gets choice of lane. Bolster not only captures the whole shot, he had an incredible lead, as you're going to see, heading into turns 1 and 2. What turned into a half straightaway lead for Bolster, Billy Doc Niles. Catone caught him in turn 3.
Yeah, and if you've ever run a short track, a quarter mile, when you make up that much distance in that short a time, that's called overplaying your hand, and you almost eat the wall. That's incredible to see, but you pretty much, when you're dive bombing a corner on a short track, you're losing control. And luckily, Catone didn't wreck that car, but it could have been bad.
That was neat because, you know, as long as I did the street drags at La Crosse Speedway, that's just one straight shot down. Was at 346 feet, but doing it on an actual racetrack, Paul Reichert, taking you have a Honda, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You need to take that out and race me in my Jeep.
That'd be a good show.
And then waiting in the wings be Bill in his pickup truck.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You know, that's kind of cool to see that. That takes you back to the days of old where they used to do spectator drags around the tracks. You don't see that anymore, and it's kind of cool that Greg Oliver brought that back.
That's because vehicles were expensive, and nobody wants to wrap a $17,000 machine into a corner.
I have memories.
How do you explain that to your insurance company?
I actually, there was one time years ago, back a long time ago, before there was even a quarter mile track, when they used to run them on the big track at La Crosse. A kid brought his dad's brand new pickup truck out and stuffed it into the turn 4 wall and started it on fire. How do you tell your dad that when you get home?
And then how does dad tell the insurance company?
Exactly.
That's kind of a rough one.
Yeah.
We may have to do that, Paul. A little celebrity drag for you.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And we'll make it even better. We'll put you up against somebody on a bicycle. At least you can get a trophy.
How much of a head start are you going to give Paul?
None. Zero. 'Cause I know some fast peddlers out there. The Crosse Awards Speedway going to be running this weekend, of course. We had a great night. Got qualifying in last weekend until the rains came. Do got to give credit to the West Salem. I think it was part of their jazz band. Came out for the national anthem, Billy Doc Niles. You missed that one, but we had 5 or 6 trumpets. Paul, you were down there with me, and 2 of the instructors were tuba players. What a fantastic job they did.
That was a great job. I remember, was it probably the truck race at Martinsville a fefew years back? They had the Martinsville High Jazz Ensemble, and that was a great rendition. Anytime you get a band involved in the national anthem,
I believe they had the Marine Corps or some version of the service band do that before the Pocono race last weekend.
So hopefully, again, we taped this program, so if you're watching Thursday or Friday, lacrosse is going to run Saturday. If you're watching this Saturday, they're running tonight. If you're watching this Sunday before Knights of Thunder,
we're next. It's next. Yeah, it's next.
Yeah, it's coming up next. Big show tonight. Late models, sportsmen, Thunderstocks, Hornets, and minivans. You like those minivans.
Love them minivans. I love seeing those big things go around that quarter mile. And plus, it's kids' night, so hopefully no kids got beat up by the diker trying to get their free hot
I'll
dogs
let you get in. If you're 11 and under, you do get in for free. I will let you in with open arms.
Yeah, and then steal your hot dog.
That's free Clemens hot dog night at the Speedway. There's going to be a lot of kids out there.
One thing I do want to mention,
also, by the way, Billy will be on the track. The last time he was at the Speedway doing the infield reporting, double spin to win. Billy was right there on the start-finish line.
It was great. It was fun to watch. Double spin to win. These guys are pretty creative, so we'll can't wait to see what goes on tonight. I do want to mention, I don't know if we're going to get a chance to the rest of the program, but thoughts and prayers out to the Lockington family. The sad news that came down last weekend of Ron Lockington passing away suddenly at the age of 65. Great competitor, former 3-time champion out at the track. Only guy to ever win the Thunderstock championship 1 year, come out and win the Sportsman Championship the next. And then, of course, just a couple of years ago, capping his career off with a Outlaws track championship.
Yep.
One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Another one of the nicest guys get taken away from us too early. Fierce competitor on the track, clean, one of the cleanest drivers you're ever going to meet. And, never gave you an inch, always fought for that last inch, always helped you out on the pits. If you had trouble with your car, he'd come and help you with your car. If you wanted advice, he was always there for advice. And it's just sad that he was taken from us too early. And thoughts and prayers out to the Lockington family.
Big time. We're going to be going out there to their services this week. And a lot of stock cars are presumably going to be showing up out there as well. Of course, Kayla Ray Lockington has stepped away from running a Thunderstock this year. She is with child. Kyle Lockington, not sure if he's going to be able to cross this weekend in his Thunderstock, but he's been running with the Midwest Truck Series, so kudos and congratulations to him and all the Lockingtons. Obviously, Bill's been out there a lot longer than I have. I've known all the Lockingtons the past 11 years, and Paul's been watching them race. So, again, good tribute there, Bill, and our hearts and prayers are going out to the entire Lockington family. When we come back, we had some mix-ups here in the program. We had some state high school baseball and some playoffs and some scheduling and some rescheduling. I want to apologize to the guys that were going to be coming in. We will be getting them here in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to kind of flash back. His nickname is
Hump Daddy Awesome Sauce.
We're going to leave it just like that. You guess yourself. Well, who's coming up next on Seven Rivers Racing?
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Big Boar Barbecue is up and running on the north side of La Crosse. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Yes, the food truck is open at George and Gillette Street to make it easier for you north siders to find out why La Crosse County has voted us 4 years in a row as the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, and now open at George and Gillette Street. A delicious mouthful.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Call today for your free estimate on a new American Standard system or schedule online at careyheating.com.
At the D&D Diner, you can expect hometown meals, hometown service, and hometown prices. Hi, this is Dale with the D&D Diner in Sparta, your new home for great food, cold beer, and fine wines. Whether it's a big breakfast, a tasty lunch, or traditional dinner, you'll find it on our menu. Whether it's Friday night fish dinners, Saturday night prime rib, or our many daily specials, your place for great food at fantastic prices is the D&D Diner in Sparta.
Welcome back, race fans. It's Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing. This segment, we're going to flash back to the Speedway Awards Banquet, where Diker conducted an interview with
Hump Daddy Awesome Sauce.
If you don't know who that is, here's the interview with Randy Humfeld.
We're going to start things off with a man that, as soon as we knew he was coming back full-time this year, may have a hard, not a hard road, but maybe some bobbles here and there with some of the competition to try to get a sportsman championship, and he did, and that is Randy Humfeld. Randy, nice seeing you, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Nice to be here.
You know, it was always funny that Randy and I would always talk. I think it was 3-4 years ago when you knocked down, I think it was 15 quick times. I was always going to make you a chair. Then you kind of disappeared. You came back part-time, and I'd always bug you on the racetrack. When are you coming back full? When are you coming back full? When did you decide to come back to run a full season last year?
Probably around February. I think I went and picked the car up from Nick, and he needed some room to get his late model in the shop. And once I had it, I knew I was going to run a full year.
Now, was that your original number 6, or was this a different car?
That was my second car, the new one that I had built for the 2011 season and the one I won the championship in 2012.
Anything different between that year and last year? That's a 5-year difference. I mean, obviously you went through some rule changes,
a lot of rule changes. The rules are more for what we built the car for now, with the rear window spoiler, the better shocks, aluminum intake headers. It really performed. We knew when they changed the rules in 2015 for that season that it was going to be really good.
Rule changes, I always ask drivers, is this something you wanted to see? I know that you've had some input with some other people on the competition council throughout the years. The rules that were embedded last year, did they play into your favor?
Yeah, it got us, I guess, more even with a lot of the other tracks, sportsman cars, or area sportsman type car, where those cars could come and compete with us, and we could go and compete with them with just gear changes, basically.
And even though some of those guys from around the Dells that him-hawed with you guys all year never did show up here, did they?
No, we were kind of hoping they'd show up. They did show up at Fest, but we're open for competition anytime. Anytime we get more cars, to be the best, you got to beat the best.
And that is something you and I talked about very early in the season last year. As we're talking about the Randy Humfeld 2017 Sportsman Champion, you weren't just going to cakewalk your way through a Sportsman's Championship last year. You knew Steve Bachman was hungry as all get out. You knew Brad Worthen was coming for it this year. And then you threw in some other guys like Adam Oxborough that really gave himself a name a year ago. This was not going to be easy.
Yeah, we knew there was going to be a lot of hungry guys for the championship, especially going for another championship after Nick won 2 in a row with that car. For me to win 3 in a row is really something. We're very proud of that. It's tough to do. The competition is really tough. Everybody's really close, really good. It's just kind of a matter of who can get to the front and get out front first.
Now, a lot of people don't see who parks next to whom down in the pits, but Randy and Nick were always side by side with Brian Hesselberg as well. When you get into the season and you really started to see a reality coming about that, hey, I may be able to win this thing if I can fend off Brad Worthen, who's now winning races, how much input did you get from Nick Clements?
A little bit. He basically told me to leave it alone because he didn't really mess with it for kind of 2 years once Ryan Powell, who built the car, set it up. I like to, I guess I was never happy with it. We drive completely different, so we were always playing with stuff. I guess, he was busy with the late model stuff. We didn't get, a ton of input, but I would ask him or Rick Schimmerhorn or Ryan, for input whenever I needed it.
Heading into 2018 now, of course, you get a nice time here at the banquet to reflect back on another championship. What makes this one different from the one 5 years ago?
I guess, just I guess there's new faces, new competition. The other one was with Jake Arneson. I fought real hard with him, and then the year before, Danny Gilster won. I finished second to him the first 2 years in that car. I mean, it's different. The rules are different. We really enjoy this rules package, and to win 3 in a row. Basically, when I got the car from Nick, it had won the last 2 championships, and there was a lot of pressure. Basically anything other than a championship was a failure for me. So,
but the thing is you're getting a car from somebody else, and you guys you're not the same size, so obviously the seat's going to have to come out, but you have different driving styles, and when you come into getting a championship car, you're like, man, I don't even want to touch this thing because obviously it's a proven winner. Were you kind of skeptical on some of the changes you wanted to make to conform to your style of racing?
Yeah, I tried that in 2015 for Fest when I stepped in it. I
remember that, yeah.
I thought that my tried and true setup from a few years before that would really work, and it was so bad we ended up changing it completely back. So I basically left it the way he had it. We did a couple minor changes here and there, but it's pretty much the way it was when he had it last year. 2018
racing season coming upon us real fast. Where's Randy Humfeld?
We'll be there for sure the first night, and then we'll see how it goes.
First night? Everyone says they're going to be there for the first night. Nick Panitsky said that last year, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, I want to get my other car done too, but we'll be there with Nick's car the first night.
Anybody watching that looks at our sportsman's class compared to maybe other tracks, competition here, I say it year after year, is hands down. And now we're seeing a lot of Minnesota guys competing here on a regular basis. Do you feel that the sportsman's class is in a position where these Minnesota drivers are going to keep showing up?
Yeah, and not only the Minnesota guys, but the other guys from around the tracks in Wisconsin. Since the rules have basically gotten similar to most of the other tracks, those guys can all show up, and we're hoping we can get more people, even if they only run a handful of times. If they could show up, we'll take them.
If there's one guy from the Great Northern Sportsman Series that you'd like to show up during a regular season race here at La Crosse, who would you want that to be for you to be able to beat?
Well, you'd have to say Dave Trout.
Yeah.
I don't know what his plans are for this year, but that would be the one we'd want him to show up so we can try to beat him.
As soon as I find out he is coming up here, the entire world's going to know about that. And you're going to see a lot of people at that racetrack because there was a lot of social media between you guys last year. Why don't you come down here and play? Why don't you come up here? And then, of course, tug of war gets rained out at Oktoberfest. Randy Humfeld, our 2017 track champion, and congratulations again. And we will see you here in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good.
Again, I want to thank Randy Humfeld. Matter of fact, he was down in the pits helping Brian Hesselberg out last weekend. And see, this guy, Kevin Ramsel's always too late to call to get on the program.
Hey, can I do it? I've always wanted to do it for last years. We're out of time. Sorry, Kevin Ramsel. We'll have to move you to another program.
That's it for this week, folks. Hopefully, a lot of La Crosse and Tomah Sparta Speedway highlights coming your way next week, and a whole room full of guests. For Paul Reichert, Billy Doc Niles, and Radio Man Dan Donker, thanks for joining us. We will see you at the Speedway and right here on KQEG TV.
You've been watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Diker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Reichert. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. And by the D&D Diner. Good food, fine wine. On Theater Road in Sparta, next to the BP Truck Stop. Thanks for watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious mouthful.
Yeah!